Oh, hey.
What, Moose? What were you doing with your hands?
Yeah, what was going on?
I didn't do the disclaimer.
I haven't done it yet either. Anyway, good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock at Federal Standard Time, so you know what that means. It's time for your weekly episode of SCV Chat. As usual, the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily the views of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. It's GEC. Any division, brigade, camp, or other subsidiary, strictly those of us who are expressing them. And as per usual, I messed it up. So anyway.
Well, I usually put it in like the chat, and I forgot to do that.
Well, they should know by now.
All right, just wait.
Oh, hey, I heard we got a special guest coming on tonight.
We do have a special guest coming up in a second. Moose, put our sticker on. Very good job, Moose. Put the ticker on about our special guest for this evening.
All right, let me get
special guest.
We got a very special guest. I've been wanting to meet him for some
well, time. We're just waiting for him to join us.
Yeah, he'll be coming on. That's not it. That's the promo.
No, we need.
But I mean, yeah. Banners. Here we go.
Yeah.
For everybody to see. We often end our Monday evenings with the quote from the late great Harold Filpots. Well, tonight we have his son coming up. He'll be on later on. Harold was a great Southerner, and his son's a great Southerner as well. And he's really an expert on what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Well, if you know anything about Harold, he hated the battle hymn of the Republic.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that right, Carl?
I think I could quote him when I say, that was the worst written song ever.
Thank you. Speaking of new ideas for merchandise at HQ, I did, of course, a T-Rex T-shirt. That's a given. But also a picture of Carl on the back of the shirt with just the words, "Thank you."
That's a good one. Yeah. Gerald Nelson, tomorrow is December 7th, a day which will live in infamy. It is Pearl Harbor Day. Remember those who were taken in the first attack on America by a foreign country in World War II. So hats off go to those guys. If there's any still out there, we definitely thank you for your service and sacrifice.
Hey, Vinny, T Swift's song "Shake It Off." There's some mornings that just feels right. I'm masculine enough to admit it. One thing I was going to say about tomorrow being Pearl Harbor Day, a couple of years ago, I was searching some branches of the family tree, and no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. I was reading the casualty list of the USS Arizona, and I had a third cousin that was on the Arizona when she went down, or when the bomb hit her.
Bomb. The plane?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say bomb on this show?
Yes.
Okay.
That's mostly what we do is bomb. So Carl says Harold didn't even like the 7 major chords if any of them were used to record the song. So that's Harold used to collect swords until he was re-listening to it, forced to re-listen to it, and heard the part about the terrible Swift sword and then got rid of them.
We could sit here and tell stories all night about the great Harold Filpots.
We really could. Yes, Charles. Hey, I saw you earlier, Charles, and I see that you're sharing everything from your councilman page. Sure you want to do that, bud? Moose, quit getting banned and quit telling everybody that you're banned.
Dude,
Moose, how do you
look,
ban yourself? You guys know that Moose has 2 accounts on here, right? He's one
Yeah.
of those guys.
So, well, I have an SCV account, so this is the only thing I posted that Facebook told me that I couldn't post. I posted, I'm going to be banned from commenting in 3, 2, 1, and then I got banned from commenting for putting that.
Really? Is
Yeah.
that a real thing?
No, they've been doing this to my SCV page for about a month now. And I
So one bit of good news. Next week for everybody who has been watching since the chat had dinner, everybody knows that Moose has a moose costume. He will be in costume next week. He, in a rush to get back up to Oxford after Thanksgiving, left the costume at the house. He'll be back in Waynesboro this upcoming weekend, so he will be in costume. And if he's not, he understands the consequences of his actions. And of course, next week is our annual end of the season Christmas party, hence the tree behind me. I don't know if you can see it that well, but this is Mother's very lovely decorated tree that is just setting the ambiance mood. But we're gonna take some time off for the holidays, and get started probably the second Monday in January. Give us a little bit of time off. If anything comes up like it did last year, like the armed service bill or anything like that, we'll of course break in for everything. But we're gonna be taking some time off for friends, family, things of that nature. So Doug Grant, you're right. That M does stand for moose.
don't.
Mississippi Moose.
Mississippi Moose.
Mississippi Moose and the Moose Mobile.
You know what? I'll take that one. I like my state, so you really got me. You softballed that one to me. But yeah, that's my punishment. If I don't wear the moose costume, I have to sign on for another season of SCV chat.
That is not your punishment. You are stuck as long as the Candyman and I are doing the show. There will be a moose.
That's my punishment. Having to do SCV chat season 3.
Is that a punishment? Is it a punishment? I guess we could go ahead and talk about some of the, before we get into the Battle Hymn of the Republic, we could talk about some of the ideas that I've had for season 3 and potentially season 4. I keep thinking. One is, yeah, I'm also thinking season 4.
I haven't even started season 2 yet, and we're on season 2.
One would be a NCIS short or CIS, short clip thing based off of the murder of Earl Van Dorn.
Okay, I dig that.
I mean, I just broken up into 5-minute increments.
I'm a big fan of that.
If there's any producing, am I going to be the one doing it?
Yeah,
you'll be the one. You'll be the one. I think we'll have you play the doctor. No, he was old, so probably Jason or somebody who's old. Play the doctor that kills Van Dorn. Because the commander in chief kind of looks like Van Dorn, he can play Van Dorn.
Skill the commander in chief on our show.
Well, the guy who did the faces of the Jamie Matthews, who did the faces of the SCV, as well as the other wonderful videos that you can visit and see on MakeDicksGreatAgain.com or on the YouTube page, has several short films that he's killed the Commander-in-Chief off in. One great one about Holt Collier, where he plays Larry plays Albert Sidney Johnston dies. That's one idea I've had. The other one is if you follow the Civil War, or now it's the American Battlefield Trust. They try to, and we tried to do that last year with Franklin, as best as we could. Go to a site on the anniversary day and try to follow the battle as best as we could with times. Now, obviously, we couldn't follow Franklin to the exact time because we had to get ready for the show, but. Y'all awake?
Man down.
Quick, commercial break.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
There's Harold and his wife, Phyllis.
No, Gladys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Harold would not be happy with me.
Yeah, we're no, take that down. Take that down. But try to go to a couple of sites close to the anniversary dates and show the talk. That's more of a season 4 thing.
Yeah.
The other thing that I've been thinking of is, if y'all remember this past March when Moose and I came up there to the GEC meeting, and Matt, you interviewed Carl.
Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
I would like to do that with several other members up there in the study. Ask the same questions and record it all in one single long take.
Yes.
And put that out there.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too. Yeah.
So for our chat heads out there, that is those are your options of what you can see. So if y'all like the CIS idea in a future season, not next year because that's going to take a lot of time to record and all that stuff, comment in there that you like that. If you'd like to see us doing some local battlefield or less known battlefield stuff, that's that. And we're doing the documentary series, so y'all just can watch it, or hey, yeah, that's a cute young fellow right there. Stop it, Moose.
I couldn't find Connor's Frozen again.
Yeah, that's because it's deleted.
Actually, I found it on my phone.
So anyway, we're still waiting for the son of Harold Filpots to come on. But I guess we could go ahead and start talking about the battle hymn, unless, Matt, you got anything, news or updates up in Columbia?
Please bear with us. We're trying to fix a postal issue right now. I'm packing things as fast as I can. They're getting out as fast as we can get them out. We will continue to get everyone's packages out. If you're ordering stuff, if you're calling me, I'm trying to answer the phone as much as I can. Problem is right now I only have one phone in the office and I'm over in the other room packing stuff, so I can't get to it every time. But we are working on it, and hopefully I'll have it all fixed in the next I want to have all the packages out by this week, so I'm sure there'll be a couple late nights this week, but I will get everybody's stuff out to them.
Bruce, anything with you? Okay, good.
This week we will have past Commander-in-Chief Chuck McMichael on. Look around the Confederation, and it will be our season finale. And he's got a lot of great talking points, along with talking about the SD Lee Institute. So it'll be a great show to tune in. Me and Matt are very happy to see that Look Around the Confederation has got to this many episodes and has such a great fan base that we have gotten over there, and happy that you guys on the Monday show come in and tune in. But other than that, I don't think I have anything. Do you have anything, Connor?
We'll also have Chuck Mack on next Monday for our Christmas episode.
Poor Chuck.
Oh, goody. What's he dressing as?
Chuck McMichael.
Okay.
Or although if he wants to, be the Christmas Cyclops or Yuletide Cyclops, that's great. I would say Todd Owen could be the Christmas Yak, but he's already a flying monkey. Told him I was going to say that when I was on the phone with him yesterday. So,
flying monkey.
uh,
He would be a good Christmas yak, though.
well, somebody in the world of sports did something fantastic.
That's true.
LeBron James finally retired.
It's basketball.
No, I don't care. It's NFL football. I don't watch that crap.
Yeah.
I only have that app because it's college football season and I need to know what's going on with recruiting.
I have it only for Liberty.
I might have a problem when it comes to football.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. At least you're not a volunteer.
How do
you do? At least you're not a Vandy fan.
That's true. If I was, I would be into the sport of baseball, college baseball. And until they use wooden bats in college, it's not baseball.
And whistling.
Yeah, whistling. Who whistles?
The Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has two guys that whistle, and they're very loud and annoying. And I don't know which is worse, the Mississippi State Cowbells or the Vandy Whistlers.
Well, the good thing
I'm going to have to go with those Cowbells because there's definitely more of those there than there are of those Vanderbilt people.
Good news about those Cowbells is Ole Miss came in during the Egg Bowl and took them for a bit, so they're not going to be ringing them anytime soon.
Speaking of, Matt, you may get a visit from the Christmas Moose coming up soon.
Ooh, Christmas Moose.
Yeah. Hey, Moose, you and Forrest may be going up to Columbia.
What?
Surprise.
Christmas Moose. Christmas Moose. Christmas Moose.
When?
But and it also may be a New Year Moose. So.
What? Oh, what day?
I don't know. You're going to have to talk to Daddy Moose about that.
Okay.
Maybe instead of that, we just need to call him Bull.
Bull Moose?
Yeah. The father moose is a bull.
We could call him Bull Moose. No, that was
then there's also Bullwinkle. So just Bull.
Cousin Vinny, my dad doesn't do vlogs.
I don't know what a vlog is. What's a vlog? Is that where you videotape yourself and then put it on the internet so people can hear your stories?
Yes.
It's basically you basically tell people about your day. And
so it's basically a video diary, but we don't call it that anymore because we're advanced. I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, I've gotten to the point where I abbreviate words now. So Mississippi.
Anyway, so
hey, have you gotten a text from Harold's son? Man, I haven't heard from him.
Nothing yet, and there is a message in the private chat.
Oh,
I didn't even see it.
Go check it.
Yeah, it's not from him. It's from somebody who's barely literate. So I can go ahead and tell y'all one reason why the Battle Hymn of the Republic has been stuck up my crawl for the past couple of days. And that's because for a week at work, I heard it played 8 times in a row for an hour.
That sounds fun.
It was awful. I even jokingly said, I will see if I can't get an organization to, sponsor to take it out of this show y'all are about to promote. Didn't budge. So, yeah. No, there is a son of Harold Filpots where he's just trying to figure out how to get on.
Yeah.
Chuck McMichael, not everybody is as smart as you are when trying to get on SCV chat.
Yeah, I might have to go in a second. I got to see if I think I have to help him. Can you send me his number? I don't think I have his number.
Sent it to you earlier.
It's finals week. I have 15 this.
Here, I'll text it to you again.
All right, thanks. Send it in the group chat and I'll go help him on.
So anyway, the Battle Hymn of the Republic was written by Julia Ward Howe. She was described as a short, fiery Yankee woman with a thick Bostonian accent.
It's kind of have, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Wear the khakis. Anyway, by the age of 10, she was orphaned and living with her liberal aunt, who, if you think this woke crowd, these Antifa folks, are new to America, you'll find out that they weren't. They're not new. They're something that's been around since the 1850s. Anyway, at some point in her life, I think it was after her marriage, she joined the Unitarian Church. The Unitarian Church, fun fact, at that time, and I think still to this day, denies the divinity of Christ and the doctrine of the Holy Trinity.
So,
what part of that didn't we understand? The denying the divinity. Well, it's more, and I during my research, I read it. It said it's more about the deed and not the creed that gets you into heaven. Best thing that I could equate it to is agnosticism.
okay.
Which is, yeah. In fact, Moose, bring up that quote from Hal that I put on in the pictures.
I was about to say, is that a legit quote you want me to put up there?
That is a legit quote.
Legit.
So,
legit to
Julia
quit.
Ward Howe said that not until the Civil War did I really officially join the Unitarian Church and accept the fact that Christ was merely a great teacher with no higher claim to the premise of wisdom or premise in wisdom, goodness, and power than many men, having rejected the exclusive doctrine that made Christianity and especial forms of it the only spiritual way of redemption. I now accept the belief that not only Christians but all human beings, no matter what their religion, are capable of redemption. End quote. So yeah. You can take the quote down now.
Well, I'm texting the son.
Okay. So essentially, the humanistic or humanism ideals that we see very prevalent today was something that she espoused, 170 some odd years ago, which begs for me to ask, why is this song in the Baptist hymnal? Why is this song sung in churches? It was written by a woman who had very little belief in Christ, other than the fact that he exists and was a good man. But why do we sing it? I mean, yeah, the word hymn is in it, but does that really mean a hymn like the Old Rugged Cross or I'll Fly Away?
It starts off, my eyes have seen the coming of the glory of the Lord.
Right, but we'll go into that in a second. When we'll come back to the actual lyrics of it. Miss Howe, her husband was a member of what was referred to as the Secret Six, which were the financial backers of John Brown. Now, John Brown, of course, we all know who he was and what he did.
I'm listening.
Okay, you just disappeared on me for a second. The Secret Six, they gave money to John Brown. Back
I didn't want the kids to see what I was doing.
He was calling Santa. They were a group of disunion abolitionists, they wanted to completely, break away from the Union, and everything like that. When he was in Kansas, John Brown actually massacred several Southern settlers. The first was a family out of Tennessee, a family of Catholics that had moved out of Tennessee to escape the institution of slavery. See, there was the whole Kansas-Missouri Compromise and, bleeding Kansas and Southerners and Northerners moving in over the idea of popular sovereignty. That it could be an entire episode on itself. But when one of the widows of the men who were hacked to death with a broadsword was asked, why did he do this? Why was your husband killed? She said, I believe it was because we were Southerners. So that goes back to Matt's question about the lyrics. Mine eyes have seen the coming of the glory of, or whatever. The he who I believe she was referring to was John Brown. Because first of all, the song was written to the words to John Brown's body. John Brown's body lies moldering in the grave. When John Brown was found guilty of crimes of essentially treason against the state of Commonwealth of Virginia, and he was sent to be executed, Howe referred to John Brown as a martyr and said that he would turn his gallows into a cross. So the he was referring to, a lot of people think it's Lincoln, but it wasn't Lincoln, because Lincoln, and when it came to the beginning of the war, to the issue of slavery, look back at his first inaugural address, or his letter to Horace Greeley, excuse me, where he said, the inaugural address where he said he is not going to do anything with social institutions, but then his letter to Greeley in 1862, where he says, if I could, this war is about preserving the Union. If I could preserve the Union without freeing any slaves, or freeing all slaves, or freeing some and leaving others in bondage, I would. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Clearly, it's not Lincoln; it's John Brown that he's referring to. When she talks about the terrible swift sword, again, that's alluding back to his actions in Kansas with the terrible swift sword. But Howe, in all honesty, was a hypocrite with her beliefs. Okay. She actually wrote in a letter that her ideal person of color was, quote, refined by white culture and elevated by white blood. Which, essentially what this song is a racist, or a song written by a racist woman, given that last quote, singing about the martyrdom of a man who went through and murdered people, specifically Southerners. So why do Southern churches, why do so many Southern institutions, and when I'm talking about institutions, I'm talking about schools, and not just universities. I was on the phone with Bull the other day, and he was talking about how they had a Veterans Day program at his school, and he went and gave this same information to the person organizing the program, and they pulled the Battle Hymn of the Republic out of it. Your average Southerner does not think, or does not know, that the song has all of these things that are wrong with it.
Yeah.
And it's something that we, as members of the SCV, especially with everything that the Kennedy twins have been saying about being influences of change in our communities, that we need to push forward in our communities and see that the song is not used because it's written by a racist and it's idolizing a mass murderer, and it's about murdering Southern people.
Yeah.
That's all I got on that.
That's a garbage song.
It really is.
I don't like it.
So I update, bud.
He's going to try to get on his phone. Me and him talked for a little while on the phone, and he was telling me what's wrong with his computer and why it wasn't letting him get on, and I couldn't figure out what it was over the phone. So I told him to try his phone and see if he can do it on his phone.
Is he driving or what?
No, he's at the house. He just doesn't know how to work his computer that well, and it's an older computer. So me and him, I tried to figure out how to get this StreamYard on his computer, and I just couldn't. So I told him what type of iPhone he has. He has an iPhone 5, and he's going to try to get on with that. No, actually, he told me and him had a nice conversation about it. Apparently, if you take your battery out, get it replaced with a new one, iPhones last a lot longer than we give them credit for.
What?
I asked him why he still had an iPhone 5. He says he takes his battery to get it replaced once a year.
It also doesn't help that Harold's a catfish farmer, and Harold's son's a catfish farmer. Harold sold used pianos in a department store for many years. But yeah, Chuck McMichael, you are right. The song was a sneaky part of Reconstruction, a way to warp the history of the war. And in fact, that goes into the larger question of, are we still under Reconstruction to this day?
Yes.
Let me think.
It may not be federally occupied, but it's federally dollar controlled. They're not occupying us with boots on the ground, but they're occupying us with money or lack thereof.
Lack thereof hit me today.
Well, I mean, you talk about the Kennedy twins have several books out where they talk about one in particular. I can't remember the title right now. And Walter D. Donnie or Ronnie Kennedy, if either one of y'all are watching, and you can remind me which book y'all wrote about the Yankees keeping us under their thumbs when it comes to finances, we will be happy to plug it. But Paul, there have been several people been able to convince pastors to never play that song again, but we all need to do that.
Hey, don't worry. It goes into my little book of banned songs. I've been banning a lot of songs this week, including tunes such as The Great Dixieland Delight by the band Alabama, who is no longer allowed to be played in my house either, because I hate Alabama. I hate Crimson Red.
Don't you just hate that song?
That was
Commander-in-Chief to do that.
That was very well timed, Moose. That was perfectly timed. I'm quite proud. I'm very, very proud of that. That caught me off guard at a perfect time. That video is not sponsored by our sponsors. Hey, Miss Dottie. It's not. We got Dottie Meadows, of course, in the chat. Love her. Haven't seen her in a while. Glad to see her. She writes that Tom and her walked out of a church this spring when they played it, and after Tom educated them during Sunday school, they promised not to play it again. Just another long-lasting legacy for Tom Meadows. Here's Donnie Kennedy, Chief Kennedy. The South remains under passive reconstruction. Troops are gone, but we do not have the freedom our colonial forefathers won for us, no doubt.
1 minute, he's calling me again.
Donnie, what was the book that y'all wrote dealing with the financial, us being under the federal government's financial thumb? I believe that's the premise of it. Or was it a chapter in The South is Right? I cannot remember off the top of my head. But we'll plug that in there. Meanwhile, while Moose is trying to figure out how to get the son of Harold Filpots on, we've been on here for about 30 minutes. And we're going to try to take a break and see if we can get him on. And we're going to talk about some other things, including the Battle Hymn of the Republic and Reconstruction, and probably Matt's other ideas that he's got for marketing up there at headquarters. Punish with Poverty. That's it. Thank you, Chuck McMichael. Punish with Poverty. That is the book. Get a copy of it. Read it. Moose, yes.
I have some bad news. So he figured out how to get on his phone. But the bad news is he called me to tell me that every night at 7:35 he takes a Pop-Tart break. And so he's not going to be on until he finishes his Pop-Tarts.
He takes a Pop-Tart break? This is new news to me.
He just called me and was like, at 7:35 every night I take a Pop-Tart break. And that's why I was laughing. I was like, you're joking.
Everybody's got their thing. I don't judge people. So.
He legit called me and was like, hey, look, I figured it out, but I'm going to be a couple more minutes. And I asked why. He's like, oh, I'll take a Pop-Tart break. And you could rewind this. I was laughing. And then he was like, "I'm serious," and I was like, "Okay." Connor, why did you go all black? Connor just slowly went to black and slowly faded back in on my screen.
I got a text from Harold's son, and
He's taking legit
yeah,
Pop-Tart right
that's he sent me a picture of the Pop-Tart.
I didn't get a picture of the Pop-Tart.
I got a picture of the Pop-Tart because I was about to call bullcrap on it and call him while we're taking this break. Well, we'll wait for him to show up after his Pop-Tart break and take our break because I need a RC Cola.
Look at this.
But
Alrighty then.
Anyway, Chief Kennedy did write in that to answer our question, the book that we're talking about is Punished with Poverty, The Suffering of the South. That's the next book I've got to get from the Kennedy twins and read. And I believe I can actually get that book at Victory Flags and More, who sponsors our breaks. Victory Flags and More and the Confederate Legion. And I'm going to ask you to play the long break so I can go and run into the kitchen and make a drink. Okay. They sponsor our commercials. If you have not heard what the Confederate Legion is doing, if you've never heard of the Confederate Legion, I encourage you to go to makedixiegreatagain.org and learn more about the great things that the Kennedy twins are doing to reclaim the narrative about the South. If you don't have to be a member of the SCV, you don't even have to be an S. Yeah, get that? You don't have to be a son. It's open to any person who is wanting to stand up for American history, American heritage, Southern history, Southern heritage. It's the same thing. And so learn more about that. Moose, take it away.
Yeah.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
Well, it looks like Connor's not back, so I can play this.
I got involved in the SCV because I was essentially born into the organization. My father was a camp commander when I was at a very young age. Nope.
That plays every day in the museum.
That's in the museum.
Yeah, I memorized it. I can literally quote it word for word. That one, I can quote Sammy Travis's. I can quote Richard Garcia's. I can quote Jesse the rabbi. I can quote them all.
Tom Fortenberry.
Tom Fortenberry, yes. Yeah.
Fun fact: the length of the long commercial is just long enough for me to go make a RC Cola and Gentleman Jack. So here's Victor. No, you can go watch it on MakeDixieGreatAgain.com.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we also have, when you walk in the museum, the Rebel Yell. That's a lot of fun, from 21 or something. It's a video of the guys doing the Rebel Yell. That plays on repeat all day long for hours on end, and you can hear it all day long. At first it was really like, yeah, man, this pumps me up, and now it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Years ago, and I don't know if the video is still on YouTube or not, the former Museum of the Confederacy recorded a based on evidence, descriptions of the Rebel Yell. Based on the descriptions of the Rebel Yell that came through several firsthand accounts, wrote down, went through them all and were like, okay, this is common, this is, and found the description that had the most, similarities. And they went to the Battle of Cedar Creek, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the Confederate battalion do it, and they were at 100 men and record it, and then multiplied it on out to finally the very last bit of it. I think it's called like the Rebel Yell Lives. The last bit of it is the sound of what the entire of Jackson's corps would have sounded like coming out of Chancellorsville.
I bet that's scary.
Yeah, I'd have ran.
What's Moose doing?
I don't know.
It's a good idea.
I mean, just right there at the end of my boring commercial, just, loud, fast, and,
Is this slowing down for y'all, the stream?
No.
Time
is slowing down.
Yeah.
It's because Filpots' son won't come on.
I mean, I'm beginning to lose my patience for him. If it wasn't for the respect I had for his father, who I hold third place behind Dr. McCain and my own father, I just say, like so many others who've been on the show before and you haven't seen since, just roll him into the "don't call us, we'll call you" category.
Yeah, it's. I mean, let's be honest. It's not Harold's son's fault. He's just not. Well, let's just say his daddy left big shoes to fill, and
let's just say he also has Moose trying to get him on.
I have held
that,
on
and I mean the catfish farm. It's in the middle of nowhere.
I forgot about that. What state does he live in again?
Tennessee. He moved from North Alabama, the foothills of North Alabama, to the actual mountains of Tennessee, thinking for some reason growing catfish or farming catfish up there in the mountains was a good idea.
You know what? The past Commander-in-Chief Paul Gramble made a great idea. How long does it take to eat Pop-Tarts?
He must be toasting them.
Well,
that's what he said, yeah.
Yes, they farm catfish. There are farm-raised catfish.
And yeah, there's actually some in Mississippi I've passed before.
They're not as good as the ones that come out of the Tennessee River. Those taste like straight garbage.
The ones out of the Tennessee River?
Yeah, because that's basically, all the garbage.
Yeah, and catfish are a bottom feeder.
Yeah, they are.
No, U.S. farm-raised catfish is one of Mississippi's, at least, leading agricultural exports.
Yeah, man. Catfish is big money, bro. I mean, dude, they farm tilapia as well.
You know what else is
and salmon.
You know what else is very good?
Bass, trout. Yeah, what?
Beets.
Beets, bears, and Battlestar Galactica.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Fact, black bears are the best bear.
Well, really, there's two trains of thought in that.
Wait.
I'm shooting them with a match.
Michael?
Cousin Vinny, have you ever caught a catfish?
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?
Hey, good news. Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshears just commented in. Moving along the forest reinterment video, working on some finishing shots tomorrow. Hey, that is great. Moose, send Jabo a link really quickly. Let's see if we can get him on for a couple minutes while we wait on Harold's son to pop up, and he can give us, kind of an update on that in person besides a few little words of text he can send.
Excuse me for a second,
I
boys.
think they're homemade.
At least you didn't fully quote Sheriff Bart from Blazing Saddles.
It's loading. It's going to take a second.
Wait, he's loading or sending the link is loading?
Sending the link is loading.
The only thing that could make a vegan homemade Pop-Tart worse is if it's one of those god-awful, blasphemous, unfrosted ones.
Whoa, what?
They have unfrosted Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, I've seen those. That's disgusting. Who does that?
That's just wrong.
That's the most un-American thing I've ever seen.
Exactly, the communist.
J-Bo.
I just sent the link, J-Bo, so.
We know you're still watching.
J-Bo.
Elbow, if you're watching, make J-Bo get on.
J-Bo.
So what are you thinking about for the T-Rex shirt, Matt?
Let me design something this week. I'll see what I come up with.
J-Bo is my dad.
And Donnie Kennedy just put out there that y'all can hear some more updates on the Confederate Legion on last week's episode, Look Around the Confederation, which Harrison is going to set for a replay Wednesday this week, correct?
Yes.
So tune in Wednesday for replay. Hey, J-Bo.
What's up, gents? How y'all doing?
What's up,
just
J-Bo?
waiting on Harold's son to get on.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. I was a little disappointed. I've heard so much about the man, especially recently. Recently over the last 2 years, I've heard so much about him. I never knew Harold. I know some people who knew Harold. I never knew him, never met the man. And I've been interested to see his son, meet his son, talk to him. Still hadn't happened, really doesn't look real promising for tonight either, does it?
Well, we're almost out of time.
We're 10 minutes away from ending
If I
the
would have
show,
known
then.
about the Pop-Tart break,
See, that's what kind of worries me. I don't understand the Pop-Tart break. All of us have snacked when we've been on here before, you eat a cookie or something like that. As far as I'm concerned, it would be no different. Him eating a Pop-Tart would be no different than Connor Bond had with his dip. There is no difference. So, let the man come on here and let him eat a Pop-Tart and talk to us.
All right, Moose,
maybe that's it. He doesn't want to get sick watching me swap out a wad of tobacco.
Moose, you got 10 minutes. Get back on the phone, see if you can figure it out.
all right, I'm gonna hit him up.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, how's the forest video coming?
I've talked with Jamie Matthews a few times. Things are looking really good on it. He's got some more of the video of the disinterment that he is going through now. And then there were some final shots he wanted to get. As you know, since the reinterment, we've concreted over the graves.
Oh, yeah.
And he wanted to come and get some shots of that. Everything's going to be outside, nothing of the inside, just some shots of the graves where things stand right now. And he wanted to go to the boyhood home tomorrow because he is going to be just some shots I think he wants to clean up and look at now, kind of after the fact. It's just, probably my guess is with the Forest Boyhood Home, he looked at the videos, but after he filmed them, but it was everybody there and everything going on. So he has not seen the house and the property without, 400 people and 12 horses, so I'm guessing he's just wanting to tidy that kind of stuff up. Hoping to, one thing we're going to have to do is once this gets done, right now it's going to be right at an hour and 20 minutes. It is going to be a pretty long documentary of this, and it will start. I already know what the first shot is. So I was there for the first shot. So I know what it's going to be. And just so you know, it's the first shot was when we dug the graves. It is going to be with the camera facing the house and the graves are between them, camera, graves, house. And then it's just going to be of the house and then the digger just coming down and smacking into the ground and then taking a pull. That's going to be the opening shot. Then it's going to go all the way back and start telling the history, walking the history all the way up. So it's going to be quite a long video. I'm really hoping to have something by Christmas. So I because once we get it done, and then we put the final touches on it, and the commander in chief looks at it, I look at it, minister of the GEC look at it, y'all guys look at it, and say, okay, you know what? This is our final product. Let's roll with it. After that, it's getting somebody to make the DVDs for us, and that that kind of stuff. So, some of y'all that might be getting Christmas money, when I was a yonker, people wanted to give,
When you were a ute?
A ute. A yonker, when I was a yonker, I wanted my toys, but when you get into that age where you realize money can buy you the toys you want, you start wanting the money. So some of you guys that are going to be guys and gals out there in Chathead land, if you get Christmas money and the videos aren't out yet, how about squirreling back a few bucks? And then when they do come out, boom, maybe we can start the new year off right and go to some Lee Jacksons and talk about forest videos. That'd be cool.
That's right. Looking forward to adding those to the gift shop and to the store, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It had really shot for that. But man, an hour and 20-minute long documentary, that's gonna be something you're gonna
I can't wait to see that. I really can't. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Anything else y'all guys want to ask about? I don't know if y'all talked earlier about, I've been watching, and I hadn't seen it. We had the home tours this weekend. Murray County home tours. We had those coming through. We had a great group of people that come through the museum and through the house. Several were SCV members, but there were just a lot of people that were not UDC, not OCR, not SCV, come through, and they ate the museum up. So many people said, I had no idea this was here. I am so happy with this. I'm so proud of this. And, looks like we're going to get members out of it. Saturday afternoon, I guess right after lunch, Adam decided he'd put me a table up in the museum and start having me talking to people in recruiting. And got up several names, several phone numbers, making those contacts. And then I had a great man that was there that was really helping me. And he, even though the man's kind of shy and bashful, he did a great job of talking. And that was Carl Jones. Carl Jones was he was at the museum all weekend. He was there for Friday. He actually brought lunch. Made lunch and brought lunch to the HQ staff on Friday. Was there Friday evening. Then Saturday he was there all day. Saturday night we had the Sam Watkins Brigade Christmas party. Tennessee Division Joey Nolan was our guest speaker. We had a great turnout. We filled the room up. It was even pointed out that next year we're going to have a tough time getting everybody in there if we continue to grow the way that we have. But we had a great turnout with it. Joey did a fantastic job. And then yesterday, as we know today, is the death date of our beloved Confederate President, Jefferson Davis, December the 6th of 1899. We lost our one and only Confederate president, and we had a memorial service for him at his statue that is there at Elm Springs. Our first one was last year. I was the speaker. This time, Tom Wood, who's a noted Jefferson Davis speaker. Tom Wood, he's the Tennessee Division Adjutant. He does a great job on Jeff Davis. He takes it in such detail that it is a 3-part program. He can condense everything down into 15 or 20 minutes. But if you know anything about Jeff Davis, he's a long
condense.
story.
Yeah, to condense his life in 20 minutes is almost an insult to the man.
Yeah,
it is. It is, because you're leaving out massive chunks. Just his life, all the way up to at the end of the Spanish War, is enough for 2 stories in itself. Then you're not even getting into the presidency and everything that having to do with that. So Elm Springs had a very good turnout. The museum is being very well received by members and non-members alike. We had all these people walking through. Carl was giving them a lowdown and the breakdown of everything, history and the Constitution and the creation of our republic and the whole thing. It was, and people were willing to receive it and listen to it. And
Also,
go ahead.
I'm gonna say, well, go ahead and finish your thought. I got a question.
No, sir, you go ahead.
No, finish your thought. It's a change of subject. So
change the subject. I was just blabbering on.
No,
I was waiting on. I'm waiting on Harold.
Yeah, I'm waiting on Harold's son to show up, but I heard Santa Claus was there.
Oh, Santa was there. Oh, yes. And so was Adam Southern. If you put those two together, give Adam a few more years of working at HQ, and that white hair kicks in. Yeah, there's a picture out there on Facebook with Adam and Santa, and somebody made the comment that they looked a lot alike. But Santa,
it was Ann McCaskill.
Okay, Santa was there. He was well received. Guys, none of the parents had any problem bringing their kids into the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs, walking them through the gift shop, walking them through the museum, to go out on the side porch because it was raining and having their picture made with Santa. And, you would think, and you hear the way that we're broadcast all over the world, get these people out of here. No, that wasn't the case. People showed up and walked their kids right through there. And it was, having Santa was a great thing. We're going to keep it up and keep doing it.
Awesome. Hey, so yeah, go ahead,
Well,
Connor.
I know we're getting. I actually see him sitting in the sitting over in the behind the scenes right now. But before we bring him on, I do have one question about two questions before we bring Harold's son on. One, Chief Kennedy asked a while ago about the video. Will you have any teasers or trailers about the Forest film available for YouTube?
I am planning on having some over the next week or so. That's what I'm going to talk with Jamie about tomorrow. Start taking some looks at it. And I would like to have them in various lengths from 30 seconds up to 2 minutes. So a 30-second one, 60-second one, a minute and a half, 2 minute. If I can get it into 4 different sections, that's what I'm going to shoot for. And when they are, they're going on Make Dixie Great Again. We'll have them here on the chat if y'all want them on the chat.
That'd be good. We could get that guy that says, "In a world where people tear down statues."
Y'all were talking about T-shirts, and I heard the whole pterodactyl T-shirt, and that's cool. But I'm doing a T-shirt that says "If walls could talk."
That's a great one.
That is the T-shirt.
That's a great one. Hey, without further ado,
wait. I have one more question. One more question, real quick, before we bring him on. He's kept us waiting. He can wait us another second or two. If we ever get the yellow brick road, you call it, finished, wouldn't that be a great place for a community trunk or treat or something?
Oh, yes. And actually, we're going to look at doing that next year. Just bring kids out to one thing I'd like to do is have an Easter egg hunt out there this coming year. As on that, we have 78 acres have an Easter egg hunt. And for Halloween next year, actually have a trunk or treat out there in the parking lot of Elm Springs.
So if we have a trunk or treat, is it okay if I hide in the woods in a Bigfoot costume and scare children?
I personally would be insulted if he didn't.
Huh?
I personally would be insulted if he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody would just kind of expect it, you know.
But I was trying to plug the bricks and pavers.
Yes. In fact, if y'all come up with enough money, I'll put on an Ewok outfit and I'll go.
Just how much is enough?
I swear to God, I'm researching Ewok costume as soon as we get off here.
Yeah. Well, kind of short, round.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So you ready? Let's bring Moose on and he can introduce. Come
on, son of Harold Filpots.
Introduce son of Harold Filpots. All right. Give it to us, Moose.
All right. Without further ado, after a long wait, I finally got him on the iPhone. Without further ado, the son of Harold